Hello, hello! My name is Callista, and welcome back to the Shapeshifting Detective. In the last episode, we moved on to the next chapter, and we have met Zach Weston, a local photographer who apparently was taking boudoir pictures of Dorota. However, in actual fact, it doesn't seem like they were boudoir pictures. It just seemed like she was having her portrait taken and she was wearing a nice dress and had her cello with her. They're not what I would call boudoir pictures in the slightest. Did you take any other pictures of Dorota?
What do you mean?
You know what I mean, Violet told me. Oh, and he does have that smug smirk on his face. Here's the thing, just because Violet told us something doesn't mean it's true. Violet seems to view other women as competition and threats. I think no matter what we pick, he's gonna deny it. If we go with you know what I mean, he's probably going to say, no, I don't. I have no idea what you're talking about. And if we go with Violet told me, he's probably just going to say, oh, well, Violet's like that. She makes stuff up. Violet spoke somewhat highly of Zach. I feel like the bottom one is more interesting because that way we'll be able to gauge what he thinks of her. Violet told me.
Violet needs to mind her own business. I didn't want to mention them out of respect for the dead. You've heard of boudoir photography?
Yes, boudoir photography. I mean, it's... They're not nudes, but they're like more elegant nudes, tasteful nudes. Nothing is directly shown, but it's hinted at, you know, that kind of thing. Yes.
Dorota saw my boudoir set and asked me to take some shots. It's all very tasteful. A lot of women have them done as gifts for their husbands or boyfriends or girlfriends, I suppose.
Who did Dorota get them for?
She didn't say. Her boyfriend, I assume.
Or she could have got them done because she is confident in her own skin and she is a modern woman who don't need no man. I'm gonna keep pushing that narrative. Who says she got them for anyone? You're friends with Violet Gallica?
Friends? Yes. I know Violet very well.
What does that mean? What does that mean? Because there were... Friends. Yes. That implies something else. That wasn't, oh yeah, I'm a friend. That was, How well?
Violet takes it very well, actually. I like him like that. With a frosty exterior comes a soft, warm center.
You could have just said you're in a sexual relationship. So you're sleeping with her?
I'm sorry, my analogy wasn't explicit enough for you. Yes, we have sex.
I'd rather just hear we have sex rather than what you said before. Oh. Well, that explains why Violet was so pissy about Dorota. Dorota was having these photos done and Violet's like, oh, how dare you tempt my man. Where were you last night?
Here. I'm usually here most nights.
Working late? Can anyone confirm that? Yeah. Just because he's here, that doesn't necessarily mean he has an alibi. Can anyone confirm that?
Only the roof rats.
Okay. So he has no alibi. Ooh.
Into what sounded like a dying breath. Held back by
He
doubt,
could be the
but
killer.
compelled by curiosity, He approached the source of the sound.
Not only does he not have an
He reached out his
alibi,
hand,
he strikes me as
but no one
being
was there.
very creepy.
Dimitri was both perplexed
he kind
and
of,
overcome by a frightful panic.
how do I want to say it?
He felt like he was going mad. Nothing made
He
sense.
strikes
He just
me
wanted
as
to
the
leave
type
this
of
nightmare and go
man
home.
who
Home
is
was
like,
a million miles away.
I'm surrounded
He
by
knew he was
sexy
alone
women
here,
all day
and no
and
one would
they
be coming to
let
help
me
him.
take photos of them. Why
It was
won't they
then that
let
he
me
heard the
touch
voices
them?
again
Like, why
whispering to
won't they
him.
let me go
As the murmurs
further?
grew louder,
And it
Dimitri
just,
was almost able
like,
to make out
maybe
individual
bubbled up.
words in a language wholly unknown
And he was
to
like,
him
right,
or any other
I'm a
man.
fucking go round
Its
there and
harsh
I'm a
consonants
take it
and
out on the
unearthly vowels
bitch.
chilled him to the bone.
So
Dimitri
far,
covered his ears to make it stop.
if I'm
But the nameless
understanding
voices
everything
only grew more
correctly,
incessant, hounding him, compelling him
the
to
people
listen
who don't
until he
have
understood the
alibis
meanings of
are
their
Violet,
words. This
Rayne,
is how you die.
Lexi,
Dimitri tried to scream.
and Zach.
There was no sound. He reached for his
Everyone
throat
else
and felt
has
his skin
some
peel
sort of
away.
alibi. Bronwyn was on the
Dr.
phone,
Sheffield? Come in, Dr. Sheffield.
so she could have been at Dorota's
Dimitri was
house.
so
However, if she
startled by
was
the voice in his
talking to
earpiece,
someone,
he didn't
the
realise
person
where
on
he
the other
was
end of the phone would be
until
able
he
to hear,
noticed
like,
he
why
was
does it sound like
suspended
you're
in the air.
strangling someone over there?
He
Like,
was
what the fuck
still
is going
inside
on?
the hole.
So I'm
Had he been
disinclined to
dreaming?
believe it's Bronwyn.
As he ascended the shaft, he wondered which part had been a dream and what had been reality.
I'm slightly more
It all
inclined
felt
to
the
be
same to him.
suspicious of Violet and
He quickly
Zach.
searched his pouch
Like I
and
said,
found
Zach
etchings
could
he had
have,
made.
basically decided,
Everything that had
hey, I
occurred
want to have
after he
sex with
copied
this girl,
notes
she's
must have
telling
been
me
some
no,
kind of
I'm gonna go
hallucination,
around and
he
kill her.
concluded.
Violet's
Possibly caused by
thinking could have
gas
been,
or an unfamiliar
she's
type of
tempting my
radiation.
man, so I'm gonna go
The
round
three
and kill her.
scientists all looked at him
Rayne
eagerly
and
as he
Lexi
climbed out of
don't
the
really
hole.
have any motivation.
Well, did
They
you
were
find anything
strangers
down
in
there?
town.
Dr. Whitfield asked. All we had was static. I have
I'm-
something that might
those
interest
are the
Dr.
four I'm
Yutani,
currently keeping my eye
Dimitri
on.
said with a smile.
Let's talk about Zach Weston again.
Do we really have to?
He says you're in a relationship. He says you're sleeping together. Oh. Just because they're having sex doesn't mean they're in a relationship. However, considering that Violet has such a low perception of other women, I kind of get the feeling that she wouldn't be having sex with Zach if she didn't think they were in some type of relationship. I think there is a chronic case of miscommunication going on here. I think Zach is like, oh, we're friends who have sex, and Violet's thinking is, we're in a relationship, and he's looking at all these other women and maybe having sex with other people. You know, they're both on two separate pages. I'm drawn to the top one. I'm not entirely sure why, but I think it would be better for us to play into what she thinks. If she thinks she's in a relationship with Zach, then I think we should play along with that rather than, you know, just saying, oh, he says you're sleeping together, because that might cause her to be offended and, you know, she'll, you know, just want to argue about her relationship status. He says you're in a relationship.
Is that what he calls it? I'm not sure what we have, Sam, and I'm not sure how much longer we're going to have it.
Oh. Trouble in paradise?
Being with Zach is no paradise, I can tell you. It's like his reproductive genes rule every decision he makes. I just want someone who will hold the door open for me, bring me tea in bed.
Oh. That does make me feel kind of badly for Violet. You know, she started sleeping with this man, maybe thinking, oh, you know, he'll stick around for me. Like, he'll be faithful, he'll be true. And he didn't, because it's not in his nature. His nature is to fuck anything with two legs that is breathing. Fingers crossed that is breathing. And he has no interest in changing that. for Violet. She wants a gentleman who'll take care of her, but Zach has no interest in doing that. I feel badly for her. It doesn't excuse the fact that she's being so vile to Dorota. Dorota has no commitment to Violet. For example, let's just say Dorota and Zach were fucking. Let's say they were. Dorota hasn't made a commitment to Violet. Technically speaking, neither has Zach. But it's not Dorota's fault for being the other woman. It's Zach's fault for cheating on Violet. If Dorota knows about Zach and Violet's relationship, then Dorota is being scummy, but ultimately she has no loyalty to Violet. It's not up to Dorota to make sure that Violet's partner doesn't cheat. Violet's taking her frustrations out on the wrong people. Oh shit!
Nosed. Welcome to Poe's Curiosity Shop.
What the fuck?
Now, what could the object I've just handed to you be?
No! What?
I have never seen anything
Oh
like
god,
this.
that...
So,
What?
it feels
I
heavy
recognise
again.
the little girl. She was in
and
she
I
was in the
think
Infectious Madness of Dr.
I
Decker.
wanna
If I remember
it's
correctly,
wooden.
that's Tim Cowell's
And
daughter.
There's
She
a
played the
handle, and then it kind of looks like
she wasn't in
a
the
bell
Infectious
shape.
Madness very much.
yeah.
She was
like a
in
wooden bell
the
with a
beginning,
large handle.
like the
it kinda
beginning
looks like a
cutscene,
non-functional wooden bell.
where she
Yeah.
was one of Decker's
It's heavy,
patients,
like
and she
really
was
heavy.
talking about like, oh, my daddy
Okay,
doesn't
I'm gonna
like me
explain.
very much
The reason why it's heavy
because
is, in
I
fact,
see
an
people
Egyptian
what are
wood,
dead,
which
something
was
like
used
that.
by craftsmen
And then,
to carve
oh
temples.
shit, who was it?
It's approximately 4,500
Was he called Nathan?
years old
Was it
and
Nathan?
comes from an ancient burial ground.
The guy
called
with
Sakaka.
curly brown hair
This
who was
particular
living
one
the
has
same
traces
day
of the
over
same
and over
limestone
again.
as the Great Sphinx of Giza.
Basically, if I remember
that's what the
correctly,
man does.
during his story,
That's
he was
incredible.
talking about the
Poe's
truck
Curiosity
driver
Shop
that
is now
had
closed.
been involved in the car crash that killed
Welcome to
his
Poe's
fiancée,
Curiosity Shop.
and he had written
Today I've
the
brought in a
truck
really
driver a
cool
letter basically
object.
being like, it's all your fault,
So what
my
might
fiancé
this
is
be?
dead because of you, I hate you, fuck
Well,
you, and the
it
truck driver
definitely
had
looks like an
killed
alien,
himself
And from
and
what I can
his young
see,
daughter,
it's like a
and
alien, I suppose,
what's his face,
with
curly haired
two
dude,
alien babies.
was
and
seeing
then
the
it's wearing a
daughter,
hat.
and a
and his name is
ghostly visage
Stone.
of a little girl appeared
They
on
kind of
screen,
look
and that
like
was
semi-precious
her.
black
Oh,
eyes.
nice
It
to
looks like
see her
lizards
making a comeback, but
with a hat on.
no, not like that.
We're making a...
Sam, look, I can't talk right now. I'm doing phone readings. Gotta pay for a job somehow. Lexi's locked in till late too. I can sort you out afterwards, yeah?
that was found along with
Okay.
several others, similar sculpture,
Okay, fair
in a
dues.
tunnel.
Yes, tell me about the travel. But first, Zach Weston. Do you know Zach Weston?
I met him yesterday, doing the rounds, looking for reading work. Actually, oh no. He did mention Dorota.
What about Dorota?
He said there was this girl he was planning to meet up with. Said she was alone every Monday night because her parents go to the cinema. Do you know what that means? It was Dorota Shaw.
Oh. That matches up with what the chief said. That Dorota's parents went to the Odeon on date night every week. So yeah, that he would have been talking about Dorota. Ooh, shit, Zach. So, Birmingham?
Fine, Sam. Birmingham. Mercury took us to Birmingham. We didn't know what for. We never really know what for. But we turned up. It started with a girl, Ginny. She was South African. I only mention it because that was its thing.
Its thing?
Yeah. We didn't know at the time, but in hindsight, it was after South African girls. 3 to be exact. The Traveller wanted 3.
Why did the Traveller want 3 victims?
You should ask Bronwyn. She's the one that knows about rights. I just know it normally involves 3, and all 3 share a common attribute.
Tell me about the Travellers.
I guess you might call them demons, in as much as they can get inside us. They come from other worlds.
Why demons? They come from other worlds. Oh, this is interesting. This is interesting. So I guess this is where the supernatural element of the game comes into play. We're playing a shapeshifter, Callista. What are you talking about? What I mean to say is that was Dorota killed by a normal person for completely mundane reasons? Or is there a traveller involved and this is the start of a new killing spree? Ooh. Ooh. Both are interesting. Both are quite interesting. I'm drawn to the top one because here's the thing, the fact that they come from other worlds is intriguing, but it might not tell us anything about travellers. Why demons, however, presumably he'll get into their temperaments. Why demons?
Some religions talk of demons, but they don't actually exist. Travellers can get inside us and make it look like we're possessed, hence the demons.
Travellers can inhabit us?
Yes, disturbingly. It's actually a lot more complicated than that. They choose a reality/universe where they actually evolve to become the person they're possessing. So they jump in a few million years before our timelines intersect.
In simple terms, I've heard enough. No, I want to know everything. In simple terms?
They can't just jump into someone. It takes a few hours for that. They make the decision before they travel, which is why we can catch them.
So you think the murderer is a traveller?
Yes, probably. The tarot doesn't just sat-nav us to normal murders.
That's such a... I'm sorry, I like that as a description, just the tarot doesn't sat-nav us to normal murders. Oh, that is... Ooh. If this is a traveller, I'm rather concerned for Viola. We don't know if anyone here has any musical talent. However, if the traveller in Birmingham was going after South African girls, then presumably it wasn't anything about their personality, it was their physical appearance. They all looked similar-ish. They all had similar features. And as such, that's why it was like, right, I'm gonna kill these 3. So if it's going after people who look like Dorota, Violet has red hair. Ooh. That is concerning. That is deeply concerning. Oof.
Depth that was currently hiding behind the remnants of puberty as fear swelled within me.
This is the Jessa channel! This is the person I was waiting for! Oh!
She lay on her back. Well, mostly on her back.
Yeah, this is the
Her
Jessa
legs
channel!
were
Oh,
twisted onto
I loved her
side,
channel
but
back in the
upper
day.
body
She
was
hasn't been
twisted,
active in a
with her
while
back
now,
flat
but
on
oh,
the
I
board,
loved her Let's Plays.
face
Absolutely
staring up
loved
into the
them.
sky.
I'm just gonna check to see
I
if
saw
Lexi
her
has
chest
anything to
rise.
say.
We've got to stop meeting like this. Seriously though, Sam, I'm working. Can't it wait? Just give me to 8, okay?
Partially covered in
Fair
black
dues.
hair.
Fair
I
dues.
clasped
Okay.
my hand over her.
So that's everyone. Oh. That is interesting. Sam's being clever. Because Bronwyn and Lexi are obviously doing something, Sam realises we shouldn't turn into them. Otherwise, then we'll be accused of being in 2 places at the same time and people will start freaking out. I like it. Okay, let's start with the chief.
Hi, I'm Chief DuPont.
Okie doke.
See her. I came around the curve and she was just there and I hit her and...
Okay, nothing with Violet.
My calm was unraveling.
I'm inclined
Sir,
to
calm
click on
down.
them just in case.
I could hear... Where did this happen?
Hold up,
I looked down at the girl as her chest stopped rising.
the name on the
Her
door
eyes
said
didn't blink,
Ginny's.
and she no longer gripped my hand.
That's...
I was gripping hers.
That's
I knew she
weird,
was dead,
considering that the
but I
first
still
girl in Birmingham
clung
was
to her
called
hand.
Ginny. Oh.
Then
Rayne is gone.
the blacktop rippled in front of me. It turned into and richer blue, like satin sheets.
I guess
like
maybe...
satin bed sheets.
I did click Lexi,
In my car.
right? 1 second.
Driving
That's
on,
not... It's taking me to room 1 for
stopped.
both of them. Okay.
and blinked a few times as I...
Chief? Again?
Did Dorota have any online friends?
I mean, that is a lead. It's unlikely, unless she knew the tarot readers online. That'd be a connection.
She didn't really use any social networks. Didn't have the time. Mainly just cello.
Go to any clubs or groups?
Do you have access to her email? Oh. Why would he have access to her email? They were in a physical relationship, but to be perfectly honest, it seems rather shallow. It doesn't seem like there was any emotion there. If he has access to her email, then presumably it's because he hacked it. Oh. It's far more likely that he doesn't have access than he does. I could go with either of them here. Because being able to access her emails would be interesting, but if he's hacked into her emails, why would he admit that to the chief of police? Oh, goddamn. He probably doesn't, so we'll go with this one.
She helped out at a Rainbows group. I think it's like Cub Scouts for little kids. She did that with her mum. But, I don't know. Unless she was strangled by a 9-year-old.
It's a possessed 9-year-old. The Traveller is inhabiting a child. That would be funny. Oh my god, it could be the kid! The kid in the hallway got possessed by the Traveller and choked out Dorota. Oh! I want that to be true. I want that to be the solution.
Babies? And then...
Hello. I know you. You're the police chief.
I understand that you knew Dorota Shaw.
We met briefly, yes. I freelanced for the August Chronicle, and they did a story about her.
Was that the first time you met her?
The scholarship to Juilliard. To be honest, he spoke about the reporter, Nisha, but he didn't sound like he was all that interested in what the report was actually about. So he's probably not going to know anything in regards to that.
As far as I know. I meet a lot of people through work. Some are more memorable than others. I happened to mention my portrait services, so she booked a session with me.
When was this?
A few weeks ago.
What type of photos do you take?
For the paper? Record shots that any idiot with a phone can take. My studio is where the magic happens. Mainly portraiture, but I dabble in other areas.
Boudoir photography? Dirty pictures?
I'd all I have in my head is Rupert Booth as Jenks just holding up some dirty pictures. Like, do you know what this is? I think he'd probably be offended, you know, like, oh, how dare you talk about my art like that, so...
Boudoir photography?
Sometimes, if that's what the client wants. Are you asking for yourself, or...?
It's for the case.
I wish there was the option to say yes! Yes, I want some boudoir photographs taken. Photo me like one of your French girls. No, we'll go for it's for the case.
Of course.
He doesn't believe us. He's like, nah, the chief wants some sexy pictures of himself. Good for you, chief.
Very much.
So, obviously, once again, Alex, thank you very much for sharing this one with us. I would love to talk about this one in further
everyone spoken
detail
to as the
because
chief.
actually it's dealing with something that's
to the room.
quite...
Hello, I'm Violet. I'm Violet.
I'm rather interested to see what Zach's reaction to Violet is going to be, and vice versa.
Alex, and I hope you're listening to me now. I believe
just
that
to check.
Perhaps it's a secret about someone else that
Rayne is gone.
That you share, and it's something that you have in common.
I wonder why it keeps showing room 1
so I really hope that, Alex, that you find someone to reach out to.
Was Lexi in room 2?
But thank you again for sharing with us.
Oh, I'm so impressed again.
Zach?
Take some.
Well, hello, gorgeous.
Did you hear about Dorota?
Oh, I don't... Please don't hit on us. Please don't try to sleep with us. Please don't.
Everyone in town's heard. She's a local celebrity now.
Local celebrity?
Oh.
Were you sleeping with her?
Oh, God. Oh, God. I mean, it's obvious what he means by local celebrity. Everyone is talking about her. It's a rather grotesque way of putting it. Like, oh, she's a local celebrity. She's dead. She's been horrifically murdered. Oh, I don't know why I get the feeling that he wasn't sleeping with her, but that he wanted to. It's that line he said, do you know what I see here? And he was looking at the photos in such a creepy way, lusting after them. And to be blunt, how do I put it? This man seems like the type of guy to be like, I've tapped that. It's easy. Like, it's used goods now. I'll keep tapping that because I want, I want to get my dick wet, but, like, it's easy. I don't need to lust after it. Whereas with Dorota, he is still clearly being like, oh, her legs wrapped around the cello. You know what that means. And oh, look at this one here. There seems to be hints of anger. I think he wanted to sleep with her, but either he never got around to asking, or he asked and she said no. Like, if travelers aren't involved, I think potentially he killed her because she was a whore that wouldn't sleep with him. Violet killed her because she was the slut that was seducing her man. Like I said, Lexi and Rayne, I have no idea about, but to be honest, I think they'd probably be involved if it was a traveller. I don't know, I don't think he was, so...
Local celebrity?
Famous for being murdered? That's how she be remembered anyway.
I came over last night, but you weren't here.
Fuck it.
Well, that explains why there was no answer when I called you. I was definitely here.
Oh. I think he's being honest there. The fact that he doubled down, he didn't try and say, oh, well, I popped out for some milk at, at whatever o'clock and I was gone for 5 minutes. You must have, called in that time. He doubled down and then was like, oh, well, that'd explain why there was no answer when I called you. Ooh. We still have no idea where Violet was. That's what I find worrying. There are multiple people with no alibi, but Violet literally has nothing. She can't remember where she was. She could have been in Dorota's house killing her, or she could have been in the supermarket. Like, who knows? Oh. Interesting. Very interesting. But I'm going to have to bring this episode to a close right here. In the next one, we continue interrogating the suspects. But until then, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below, and if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. I've been Kallista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.